The IPO, what do you want to get into the nitty-gritty of when that public information does come on Snap?
Well, obviously the revenue. I mean, eMarketer forecasts that Snapchat's going to have $935 million in revenue this year. We want to know if that's true, first of all, but second of all, this is a company that's growing so substantially. It's becoming a part of the lexicon just like Facebook was a few years ago, and it's exciting to watch just how much they've changed the way that young people communicate.
What, in terms of the question marks, are still left for you? Because they're trying, as you say, they're going out trying to woo in the future of Snap. They're trying to make sure that it looks like there's options in terms of marketing, in terms of perhaps not just millennials. What are you left with concerns about, perhaps?
Well, certainly the advertisers are still wondering just how effective Snapchat is. They've done a lot to make the advertising more effective, but still very experimental for advertisers. I think usage, I mean, obviously we see a lot of teens and young adults using Snapchat, but are the moms, are the grandmas going to use Snapchat? Maybe not. Does that matter? Those are some questions that I have.
It's interesting. We're actually seeing Facebook. They couldn't buy them. They're trying to beat them now. First we had Instagram taking the stories. Facebook seems to be taking many a leaf out of Snapchat's book. What about Facebook? We've got the earnings coming up this week. I'm fascinated by the EA function on the Bloomberg, which really shows you that, well, maybe we're starting to see a slowdown in the growth of Facebook, particularly when it comes to net income. We're expecting 97% growth, so nearly doubling for the fourth quarter, but then suddenly it's likely to average only at 37% for next year. Can you talk to us about the revenue streams for Facebook, where they need to grow?
Yeah, you know what? I think Facebook has a lot of things in its arsenal. We're seeing the main platform perform still really well. We're estimating that Facebook this year was going to have $33.76 billion in ad revenue, second only to Google. So that's only the beginning. They have Instagram generating about $3.64 billion in ad revenue this year. And then they have WhatsApp and Messenger that are coming online with advertising, most likely sometime this year. So I think it's a multiple platform strategy.
And will we start to see the bang for the buck when it comes to WhatsApp and Messenger? Because, of course, they initially said WhatsApp wouldn't be monetized. It now clearly will be.
Yes, that is a sticky one, but this is Facebook, and Facebook, as we know, changes its mind and changes its tune, as we all have seen multiple times. You know what? It's going to be a slow process. I think consumers are still getting used to the idea of businesses being on apps like Messenger or WhatsApp to begin with. Facebook's just now starting to test advertising on Messenger, hasn't started to test advertising on WhatsApp yet, so I think it's going to be a slow process. But this is a hedge against that idea of ad load being an issue for Facebook, and that came up in the quarterly earnings over the past few quarters, I think. And I think all of these individual platforms that Facebook offers are going to be able to give Facebook that boost that it needs if the ad load does become a problem on the main platform.
Do you think we'll see in the numbers, perhaps not in the fourth quarter, but next year in the first quarter, second quarter, any of the backlash from the fake news that they've having to tackle with, perhaps institutions like news organizations not seeing quite the bang for their buck when it comes to their own adverts?
That is an issue. I think the fake news combined with, perhaps some fatigue that people have over the relentless political discussion that's going on right now. Advertisers, their brand safety is number one for them. I mean, they want to be in an environment where their brand is going to be safe and protected. They're not going to be up against something that could be potentially considered negative or wrong, right? And we're seeing that problem happening in social media. I fully expect Facebook to continue to tackle the fake news issue. I fully expect advertisers to continue to want to be on Facebook because it's such a powerful platform for communicating and for advertising. It remains to be seen, but I really do think that Facebook's got a way out of this.
Does Twitter have a way out of it?
That is a good question. Twitter is definitely in a lot of challenges right now. We're seeing usage declines. We're seeing ad revenue, starting to slow. We're seeing the company start to jettison some properties like Vine that it once thought was going to be very promising. So to me, this is a company that's starting to batten down the hatches for preparing itself to have the assets that are available if and when a sale should come. So it's really focusing on the main things that it has.
And if they can find a buyer.